Hello Gothletts and welcome to this week's Stories to Fall Asleep to in the Pagan series. Today we're embarking on a journey to explore Shinto, the indigenous religion of Japan. Join me as we uncover the history, beliefs, practices and cultural significance of Shinto. Before we begin, all sources will be in the description along with links to our social media. As always, get comfortable, grab yourself a drink, relax and I'll begin. Before we get into the juicy parts, I need to explain a little bit, because some of you may be wondering why I'm mentioning Shinto. Paganism is a term primarily associated with European religious practices and beliefs, particularly those of pre-Christian societies. However, when discussing ancient Asia, I can't pronounce that today, there were various indigenous religious beliefs and practices that could be considered analogous to paganism in Europe. Those beliefs were diverse and varied significantly across different regions and time periods. So I thought it's best we mention that because I don't know whether Shintoism is an honourable mention, but I think it needs to be mentioned in this series just because some of the beliefs, the structures are the same, and you will see as we get into this. So the practitioners of Shinto are commonly referred to as Shintoists or Shinto followers. However, it's important to note that Shinto is deeply ingrained in Japanese culture, and many Japanese people may engage in Shinto practices without necessarily identifying as adherents of a specific religious tradition. Shinto is often intertwined with various aspects of daily life such as rituals, festivals and cultural customs, making its influence pervasive in Japanese society. And I think when I found this out, it reminded me of some TikToks I watch on Orthodox Judaism, and how much Judaism is intertwined in their life. It's a cultural aspect. You know, Orthodox Jews don't just identify with the religion, it is a whole way of life. And I think it does go back to these ancient religions, and obviously it's not classified as a pagan religion by any means, but I just feel it's worth mentioning that there are similarities. We're not speaking right today. Between different religions and how they can ingrain themselves in culture. I digress, let's get back to it. To understand Shinto, it's essential to grasp its historical and cultural context. Shinto, which means the way of the gods, is deeply rooted in Japan's ancient past, dating back thousands of years. It's a unique blend of indigenous beliefs, folklore and rituals that have evolved over time. And again, we're seeing that word evolve pop up, or we're hearing that word as it be. And that's one thing I am finding, is these religions are evolving. At its core, Shinto revolves around the veneration of kami, which are spirits or deities believed to inhabit the natural world, as well as objects and phenomena. Kami can be found in various forms, including gods and goddesses, ancestral spirits, and even revered historical figures. To understand Kami, we must first appreciate their profound connection to the ancient soul of Japan. Kami, often translated as gods, spirits, or deities, are the elemental forces and numerous beings that permeate the fabric of existence in Shinto beliefs. And again, this is what, gives me the impression of it being a pagan religion, is this aspect of having multiple deities. The concept of kami predates written records, emerging from the primal reverence for nature and ancestral spirits among Japan's indigenous peoples. These early beliefs centered an animistic worship, wherein natural phenomena such as mountains, rivers and trees were imbued with divine presence. This again follows all the Western paganism we've looked at. Well, we're getting west, we're like central at the moment. That, natural phenomena and spirits of people, nature, it was crucial for life and people respected it. The earliest manifestations of kami worship can be found in Japan's mythological texts, the Kojiki and Ninnon Shoki, compiled in the 8th century CE. These ancient chronicles recounted the myths and legends surrounding the creation of Japan and the descent of the imperial lineage from the divine. And I'm guessing that's very similar to ancient Egyptians that we looked at, that their imperial lineage or kingship came down from the kami. It was the gods, then came the kings, queens, emperors, empresses. Within these myths, kami are depicted as powerful entities with diverse attributes and personalities, ranging from benevolent protectors to capricious tricksters. They inhabit sacred spaces such as forests, waterfalls and rocks, and manifest in various forms including animals, objects and natural phenomena. Now, I do like me a little bit of manga and anime, and kami's mentioned in there, and some of these tricksters, they do transform into beautiful creatures to lure people and trick them. Excuse me. So even today, this cultural aspect of Shinto is still going. Shinto deities, known as kami, are central to the belief system of Shinto, Japan's indigenous religion. Kami are divine spirits of gods that inhabit the natural world, including elements such as mountains, rivers, trees, which we've said, and animals, as well as phenomena like the wind, thunder, and fertility. Understanding the history and significance of kami provides valuable insight into the rich tapestry of Shinto beliefs. So let's explore the history of kami in the Shinto region. Okay, so we're coming up to the origins, and if I do repeat myself, it's just to hone in, those aspects. So kami have ancient roots in Japan's indigenous animistic traditions, dating back thousands of years. Animism is the belief that natural objects, phenomena and creatures possesses spiritual essence or divine presence. And it can go back to one Western one is druids and trees. And I think trees have a special significance, and we'll mention a little bit later on. Because their roots go deep into the earth, and it's that connection that everyone's looking for with nature and the world around them. The concept of kami evolved over time, influenced by Japan's mythological narratives and cultural practices. Early Shinto texts such as the Kojiki and Ninnon Shoki contain accounts of kami and their roles in shaping the world and Japanese society. So So the kami encompass a wide range of entities ranging from the nature deities to ancestral spirits and mythical beings as well. They can be categorized in several groups, so I've got some of those groups here. So we have Amatsu Kami, which is the heavenly kami associated with celestial phenomena and cosmic forces. The Kanitsu Kami, which is earthly kami linked to natural elements, landscapes and geographical features. The Ujami, which is a clan or familiar kami worshipped as protectors of specific lineages or communities. Sosagami is the kami invoked for a specific purpose, such as agricultural fertility, prosperity, or protection. And again, we see this with deities in some of the pagan religions. They have specific purposes. It isn't one deity for everything. It is a specific deity, or in this case, kami, associated deity for, what you need. Kami can also include spirits of revered historical figures, legendary heroes, and mythical creatures. And we do have a Shinto pantheon, and in most religions that are not monotheistic, if I've pronounced that right, there tends to be a pantheon. So the Shinto pantheon comprises of numerous kami, reflecting the diversity of Japan's natural and cultural landscape. So we have some of the major kami here. So we have Amaterasu Omikami, the sun goddess and ancestress of the imperial family, revered as one of the most important kami in Shinto. We have Susanoo Mikoto, the storm god and brother of Amaterasu. Again, I apologise if I'm pronouncing these wrong. And he's known for his tumultuous relationship with his sister and various mythological exploits. There always seems to be this sibling cause of turmoil. I'm guessing they identified sibling rivalry early on in history as well. Izanago no Mikoto and Izanami no Mikoto, the divine couple, and these are credited with creating the Japanese islands and giving birth to numerous kami. Then we have the Inara Okami, the kami of rice, fertility, agriculture and foxes, worship for prosperity and abundance. Now this next one I have heard the name before, but I couldn't tell you where. I'm guessing it is either I've read it in a manga or seen it in an anime, and it's Hachiman, the kami of war and divination. And he was later syncretized with the Buddhist deity Guan Yu and revered as a protector of the nation. Local shrines often even enshrine kami associated with specific regions, villages or natural features, and this is where I see the cult aspect of some of the other religions we've mentioned in there. So you have that specific kami for the region, the village, or maybe you live near a river and you need that fertile river to produce fish. You'll probably have a specific kami for that. Shinto rituals known as matsuri play a crucial role in venerating kami and fostering spiritual connections. Matsuri involved offerings of food, sake and symbolic items to kami, as well as prayers, purification rites and festive celebrations. One thing I do like about all this is they have festive celebration. Let's give thanks and celebrate when it's due. I'm sure, and I haven't picked up on it yet, I'm sure there's some vengeful aspects to some of the deities, but I've not seen a lot while researching this, it's all been quite positive. Maybe I should actually go out looking for that. So these rituals vary in scale and complexity, and they're ranging from intimate household ceremonies where you might have around your own shrine or altar to grand community festivals, and these would be held at shrines. Worshippers seek blessings, protection, guidance and gratitude from the kami through participation in rituals and acts of devotion. So throughout Japan's history, the concept and worship of kami has been endured, adapting to societal changes, religious syncretism and cultural influence. And again, we can see that today. I'm pretty sure if we looked at some of the aspects of Japanese life and what they do with regards, one thing I can think of off the top of my head, and it might not be related, pardon me, is when you enter a Japanese home, you leave your shoes outside and change into new. And I'm pretty sure that might have some purification history to it from, early Shinto periods. So while Shinto did experience periods of suppression and marginalization, particularly during the Meiji Restoration and World War II, it was maintained resilience and cultural significance. So today Shinto continues to thrive as a vibrant religious tradition coexisting with Buddhism, Christianity and other faiths in Japan and beyond. Understanding the history and significance of kami and Shinto provides a deeper appreciation for the spiritual landscape of Japan and enduring legacy of its indigenous religion. Through reverence for kami and the natural world, Shinto offers insights into humanity's interconnectedness with the divine and the environment. And there's that kind of key phrase we've seen again and again in all the pagan religions, is this interconnectedness with things they do not understand in the natural world to try and make sense of it all. As Japan's religious landscape evolved over the centuries, so did the concept of kami. During the Heian period, so this is 794 to 1185, Shinto underwent a process of synchronism with Buddhism, resulting in the emergence of new kami and the fusion of Shinto and Buddhist deities. And again, especially with the Greek ones, the Greek religion we looked at, and the Roman, there's this fusion of, travellers come in, bringing their belief system and it merging with the indigenous people. Shinto is characterized by its reverence for nature, purity and harmony with the universe. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of maintaining balance and respect for the natural world, which is what we said at the beginning. One of the most visible aspects of Shinto practice is the presence of shrines, which serves as sacred spaces for worship and rituals. Shinto shrines can be found throughout Japan, ranging from small roadside halls to the grand complexes. And when we look at Japan, we see these pictures of these complexes and of these shrines, and it was a reminder. Everywhere you went, you were able to be open with your beliefs and practice Shinto. And if you needed help or you needed that spiritual guidance, you was always near somewhere where you could go. So visiting a shrine often involves purification rituals such as washing hands and mouth at a temazua, which is a water ablution pavilion. So to cleanse oneself before approaching the sacred space. So you would do this whenever you went to a shrine or a temple. Upon entering the shrine, visitors may offer prayers, make offerings of coins or food, and participate in rituals to seek blessings for health and prosperity or success. And again, it's another instance of the same rituals happening as in other religions, where you are making this offering, you are giving thanks, and you are seeking help for this. It's that transaction between the deity and yourself. Shinto festivals, known as Matsuri, which we've mentioned, played a significant role in the religious and cultural life of Japan. These festivals celebrated various occasions, including the changing of seasons, agricultural harvests, and historical events. Matsuri featured colourful processions even, traditional music and dance, and elaborated rituals performed to honour the kami and seek their blessings. Another key aspect of Shinto is the importance of purity and cleanliness. Ritual purification, known as misogi, is practiced to remove spiritual impurities and restore harmony. This may involve activities such as bathing in natural springs, standing under waterfalls even, or performing ceremonial rites. As I mentioned, I do like my anime and manga, and in a lot of them, especially the old style ones, or the ones set in, a predate time period, you see the cleansing under waterfalls and the natural spring baths, and you see it either in the ritual sense or in a community sense where they gather. Shinto's influence extends beyond religious practice and into various aspects of Japanese culture, including art, architecture, literature, and festivals. Its motifs and symbolism can be seen in traditional Japanese aesthetics such as garden design, poetry, and classical features, or even classical theatres. No idea where that word came out as features. Despite its ancient roots, Shinto continues to thrive in modern Japan, coexisting alongside other religious traditions such as Buddhism and Christianity. Many Japanese people incorporate Shinto rituals and customs into their daily lives, whether it's visiting shrines for New Year's blessings or participating in seasonal festivals. However, like any religious tradition, Shinto's faced challenges and adaptations in the modern world. Japan's rapid industrialization, urbanization, and globalization has led to changes in society values and religious practices. Nonetheless, Shinto remains deeply ingrained in the cultural fabric of Japan, offering connection to land, ancestors, and traditions. So as we conclude our explanation of Shinto, it was only brief, and the idea is for you to go out and have a look for yourself and find out more. It's clear that this ancient religion continues to captivate and inspire people around the world, which is reverence for nature, celebration of life's beauty. And it also has a belief in the sacredness of all things. Whether you're drawn to its rituals, mythology as I was, or cultural heritage, Shinto invites us to embrace harmony and gratitude in our lives. So thank you for joining me today, Gothletts. I hope you enjoyed this enlightening journey through Shinto. As always, as I mentioned at the beginning, references are in the description, so is all the links to our social media. We really do appreciate every listener who comes by, and that'll be it for next time. Take care.